Tamara Green here for A Course in Miracles, lesson number 13. All right, let's get grounded in our body. So we're going to breathe up. And this time we're going to lean to one side and feel the stretch. Please don't do this if this is causing pain or discomfort. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. And then the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Breathe in. And the last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Very good. It's always good to stretch. Okay, so A Course in Miracles, lesson number 13. A meaningless world engenders fear. Today's idea is really another form of the preceding one, except that it is more specific as to the emotion aroused. Actually, a meaningless world is impossible. Nothing without meaning exists. However, it does not follow that you will not think you perceive something that has no meaning. On the contrary, you will be particularly likely to think you do perceive it. Recognition of the meaninglessness arouses intense anxiety in all the separated ones. It represents a situation in which God and the ego challenge each other as to whose meaning is to be written in the empty space that meaninglessness provides. The ego rushes in frantically to establish its own ideas there, fearful that the void may otherwise be used to demonstrate its own impotence and unreality. And on this alone, it is correct. It is essential, therefore, that you learn to recognize the meaningless and accept it without fear. If you are fearful, it is certain that you will endow the world with attributes that it does not possess and crowd it with images that do not exist. To the ego, illusions are safety devices, as they must also be to you who equate yourself with the ego. The exercises for today, which should be done about 3 or 4 times for not more than a minute or so at most each time, are to be practiced in a somewhat different way from the preceding ones. With eyes closed, repeat today's idea to yourself, then open your eyes and look about you slowly, saying, I am looking at a meaningless world. Repeat this statement to yourself as you look about. Then close your eyes and conclude with, a meaningless world engenders fear because I think I am in competition with God. You may find it difficult to avoid resistance in one form or another to this concluding statement. Whatever form such resistance may take, remind yourself that you are really afraid of such a thought because of the vengeance of the enemy. You are not expected to believe the statement at this point and will probably dismiss it as preposterous. Note carefully, however, any signs of overt or covert fear which it may arouse. This is the first attempt at stating an explicit cause and effect relationship of a kind which you are very inexperienced in recognizing. Do not dwell on the concluding statement and try not even to think of it except during the practice periods. That will suffice at present. So you know these stories we tell ourselves about our life, maybe about our childhood, these kind of like victim stories. Have you noticed that those stories tend to repeat? We keep experiencing those stories over and over in our adult life because we really believe those stories. Those stories are from the past and also from the ego. The ego wants to keep generating those stories and keep them alive. And then as a result, we see a world that supports those stories that, see, nobody listens to me, or see, I'm always being, I'm always victimized, or see, I'm not really good enough. So you, like the lesson was saying, you don't have to believe what you're actually hearing when the lesson is read or when you're reading the lesson, because the ego really doesn't like this lesson. But what I want to do is to share with you a prayer that I really love. It's from this book called The Prayers to the Seven Sacred Flames, and I have it in the description, the YouTube description, but it's called The Time Is Now. The time is now to turn on the light of my divinity. I now open my heart to the river of love that lies within my heart. Let love flow endlessly. I now open myself to the river of life that lies within my heart. Let life flow endlessly. I now open myself to the river of light that lies within my heart. Let light flow endlessly. I now open myself to the river of peace that lies within my heart. Let peace flow endlessly. I now open myself to the river of joy that lies within my heart. Let joy flow endlessly. I now open myself to the river of abundance that lies within my heart. Let abundance flow endlessly, ready to project infinite grace and gifts upon my daily life now and forever. It's a great prayer to step away from the stories that our ego wants us to keep perpetuating in our lives. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.